and welcome back to my YouTube channel. It is Nikki here. So today I've done another recreation. I'm going to be honest with you, I think I nailed this one. This is the Ariana Grande MTV VMAs Awards look. The one that she wore with Singing with Lady Gaga, The Rain on Me. I thought she looked absolutely spectacular. I actually loved her hair. I need to get some extensions to thicken up these ponytails because her hair looked amazing. But she had this kind of like, this is more theatrical makeup for me, but I think it looks nonetheless beautiful. It looks like angel wings on the eyes. I'm going to leave the pictures down below in the description. I'll link to them so you guys can see. But if you want to see how I achieved this makeup look, then just keep on watching. Okay, let's attempt this Ariana Grande MTV VMAs look. Now it is a little bit different to what I would usually wear. However, I do love the look and I think she looked like such a baby doll. So I'm going to start off with this Milk. This is like a blurring primer stick. So apply it to areas with open pores, large pores. It's also like an illuminator. So what I did was I ended up popping it on to my cheeks. And it's not silicone-y. It's not too thick, which is what I like about it. I thought it was going to be way too thick, but it's not. Just kind of smooths over the skin and make sure your skin looks super smooth, like a blank canvas as a primer should do before you're going to apply your foundation. Then I'm going to be using IT Cosmetics Your Skin But Better foundation. Now this is the newer foundation. I believe they have 40 shades of this. I'll leave the names of everything that I'm using down below, but I think this is called Tan Neutral. Such a beautiful shade. Now I'm not going to lie, when I swatched this on the back of my hand, I thought it was going to be way too matte, and it's absolutely not. It's the complete opposite. It's more of like a satin finish. It honestly does look like my skin, but better. The brightness is a little bit up because I think the sun was shining through. However, you will see when the sun goes away, you can see how this shade just looks perfect against my skin. I'm just using a damp beauty blender just to blend this in. You can also use like an IT Cosmetics brush. So the sun's gone away now and you can see this shade. It's just so beautiful. I really like this foundation. I can see me using it every single day. I can see me mixing this with like a moisturizer to really sheer it out to get a super natural finish. I wanted to use different products, so I'm going to be using the Beauty Blender foundation. Again, the shade reference will be down below. But this concealer is bomb. As you can see here, I'm going to just blend this out. And honestly, the coverage to this bad boy, it looks so airbrushed as well. If you follow me on Instagram, you know I share with you like my makeup studio and I share with you my makeup storage, and you guys know that I have 2 drawers of concealers because I love them so very much. And this is in my top drawer, and I just haven't picked it up in a while. But it's so good. It's such a good corrector as well. And then to highlight, I'm going to use my Mercier. This is the Flawless Concealer. And this is in about 2 shades lighter. And I like ones with more of a golden, olivey tone to them as opposed to beigey, just because they fit with my skin tone better. And this is just going to highlight the skin. So I feel like Ariana's skin was very much highlighted. It was very matte. Very highlighted in the sense that it was like her under eyes were very bright. So I wanted to achieve the same look. So I've just popped like an upside down triangle underneath my eyes and really concentrated, blending that out. Now it wasn't harsh at all, but you can see the brightness there. Now I'm going to just set everything in powder, and I'm going to be using my Huda Beauty Easy Bake. This is the loose powder in banana bread. I love this. I use this every single day now, and I use this method where I kind of stamp my beauty blender into the powder, as you can see, because it's kind of like a sieve, and then I stamp it on to the skin. I just press it all over the skin, and then I'll go in with like a fluffy brush afterwards. But this kind of just sets everything in place, and then I go in with a fluffy brush just to kind of diffuse everything, and it just looks so airbrushed, so matte, so beautiful. For brows, this was a little bit tricky, guys. I'm not going to lie. I'm going to use Benefit Precisely Myra as per usual in shade 4. But Ariana's brows are very different to mine. She has them shorter, but she has them so they've got more space towards the end. She's got more lid space, a lot more lid space towards the end, and they kind of like cut off straight. So I tried to incorporate that the best that I could, but I just used a pencil just to kind of fill in any sparse lines. Then I'm going to use the bronzer Goddess by Estee Lauder, and I'm just going to sculpt my skin a little bit. from what I can see from the image and from the music, well, not the music video, but the performance, well, she didn't have too much bronzer. It was more just to define her cheekbones. It was more like a contour, but I am just going to add a little bit of color. And then I saw a little bit of bronzer on her forehead as well. But it was nothing too warm at all. It was very stripped back on the skin and very matte on the skin, and all the play was in the eyes for the performance. So I just want to add a little bit of shape there. What I could also see is she had quite a strong nose contour, but it was more around the ball of her nose. So I did play around with this quite a bit, where I'm just moving my flat brush and just to create kind of like a ball at the tip of my nose. Then I'm going to be using the I think this is Mercier Blusher. It's in a light pink shade, and the blusher is applied differently to how I would apply it. So I'd apply it onto the cheek, but her blusher was placed sort of just underneath her cheekbone, so kind of just above her contour, and that's where I'm going to place it. This will just kind of pull everything back. It's more of a sculpted way of doing bronzer. And then of course I had to use the House of Labs. This is the Stupid Love eyeshadow palette. It's obviously Lady Gaga's brand. I know that Ariana's makeup artist did use some eyeliners from House of Labs on her, but I'm not too sure what eyeshadow is. But I wanted to go for more of a pinky. From what I could see, it wasn't completely warm. It wasn't like burnt oranges. It seemed to be either lilacs or pink. So I'm going to go with the pink, the matte pink, the lightest shade in the palette, and pop that in the crease. Now I found that this color or this shade was a little bit chalky at first, so it wasn't picking up as much pigment. But as I start to kind of add upon the pigment, it was getting stronger and stronger, and you can see like a light dust of pink, which I think is really, really pretty. It's just a nice hue. I wanted to bring that quite far up as well, because I could see that the eyeshadow was brought quite far up. And then I'm going to take the darker pink in the palette. It's kind of like a reddish pink, and I just wanted to deepen that crease a little bit, just to give a tiny bit of definition, because I am going to be cutting the crease. And I'm going to be cutting the crease with white. So I gathered that we needed a little bit of definition, because the last thing I wanted was for there to be a white and it kind of like blend into a really, really pale pink, and there's no sort of cut to it. I also figured that the eyeliner was winged out, and I know that the makeup artist referred to them as angel wings, so that's what I was kind of going for. Then I'm going to use the p.louise base in the shade white. And now you can get p.louise bases in all different colors. I need to get all the different shades because I'm obsessed with them. I've got white here, and I also have skin tones, but you can get like lilac, green, yellow. How beautiful if you wanted to cut any sort of cut crease. Such a good idea. So I'm just going to cut the crease here. This did take a little bit of time, and it actually took a lot of time just to get them symmetrical, because I was going by the picture reference and I wanted it to be spot on. What I figured was, from looking at the image, is the angel wings are brought quite far inwards, more than what you would expect. So you're actually going above your crease, not into your crease. You're going above so you can see it when you open your eyes, and then you're going into the inner tear duct, but you're bringing that far into your nose contour to kind of create the illusion of the angel wing shape. This is all just so you can see the eyes, because you want the diamontes not to be in the crease. Then I'm going to set that, but I'm going to set the outer part. So where that cut is, I'm going to set that with the white out of the eyeshadow palette. All I did was use a flat brush and just stamp that white on. As you can see, it was actually a really, really beautiful shade. I don't think I've ever put white on my eyelids before, but I'm digging it. I really like how it turned out. I really love the shades. Again, this is more of an alternative look. It's not your everyday. I mean, it could be your everyday. It's not your everyday, but it's just a really, really fun look that she wore. Then I'm going to take my amrezy palette. Amrezy with ABH. I'm taking this soft pink. So she was using like a soft shimmery pink or a soft shimmery lilac on the lids. It wasn't too glittery, so it wasn't a full-on glitter. From what I can see, it was more of like a satin sort of sheen. So I've actually used my fingers for this. I'm just pressing the shade on. And that is the beauty of not having false nails. The eyeshadow goes on perfectly, and then I wanted to blend that shimmery shade into the white, but I wanted to blend it enough not to get rid of the white, but blend it enough that it's still blended in. I hope that makes sense. So you can still see the white, so you have to sort of go back and forth with the white as well, just to make sure it doesn't get lost. Then I'm going to take them crease shades again, just mix them together and pop them in my lower lash line, not too much. And then I'm going to take my roller liner by Benefit Cosmetics and just add a wing.
Now her wing was fairly straight. It's not too large. It was quite straight, going with the shape of that angel cut crease. That's what I'm going to call it. And just add that black liner in. Now I'm going to add a little bit of black liner into my waterline. I'm also going to do that top lash line as well because you don't want any gaps. And I'm using, I can't remember what I'm using, but I'll leave it down below. I believe it's Dior or Givenchy. And then I'm going to move on to the diamantes. Now I feel like the diamantes really made the look. We have diamantes just going above that cut from halfway all the way to the end. And then we also did have some diamantes on the cheeks. What I decided to do was just show you guys one side, because I didn't want to waste all of my diamantes. So I showed you on one side. I felt like the look still looked good, and you can get a kind of grasp of what I was going for, I suppose. So I'm just going to add these to the crease. These ones are really good because they're from Hobbycraft, but they've already got this sticky bit on them. And you just stick them straight on. You don't need any eyelash glue. Before I did the diamantes on the face, I've used Charlotte Tilbury's push-up lashes. This mascara is wonderful. And then I've added the diamantes on the side. So from the picture, she had them on both sides, but I've just done it on one, like I said. And then she had a few really, really close to her lower lash line as well. And I think this looks super, super pretty. Now for lashes, I'm using doll lashes in Lulu's. And I've cut them in half just to get that outer portion wing to go with the flick and to go with the angel cut crease. I feel like it looks super beautiful. It just elongates the eye and makes it look very, very feline, which I like. And then I'm adding some more. Actually, this is a different mascara. This is a Kiko's mascara, and it's a very, very thin one because I didn't want too much product on my lower lash line. I wanted all the drama to be up top. And then for lips, I'm using Lady Luck by Technic. This is their chunky lip liner. I love this shade. It's such a good lip liner. It's kind of like a, I want to say like a winey nude, which isn't really possible. It's like a half red shade from MAC, but suits a brown skin tone, which I really like. Really good for your nudes. And then I'm going to go in with a classic MAC Velvet Teddy because Ariana's lip looked like a nudie pink. And the only thing, and it looked like it wasn't too matte to be a liquid lipstick. It genuinely, to me, looked like a lipstick. So I thought, why not go with MAC Velvet Teddy? So I popped that on. But MAC Velvet Teddy looked a little bit too pink for me. So then I added a little bit of Yash over the top. Now, Yash is more of a beigey color, just to finish that look off. And I think, honestly guys, I think I nailed it.
And that, guys, is it for the makeup look. I hope you guys really enjoyed it. Sorry again, I did a little bit of a voiceover just because it was a little bit easier. It's a little bit noisy outside, so I think you can hear that. But just to avoid that, I did a little voiceover. I absolutely love this look. I'm not gonna lie, once I completed the eyes, I thought, you know what, I've really nailed this look. Like, I feel like I've really got it to a T. I know that she had diamantes on both sides, but hey ho, we've given the effect on one side, and this is more of my posing side anyway. So guys, I hope you guys really enjoyed it, and until next time, I'll see you in my next video. Mwah.